I have both types of leaves here from the plants that I found in my backyard. The one on the right is from the hydrangeas, and the one on the left is from the maple tree out back. I'm going to put my isopropyl alcohol over both, and I'm going to mash them up and put them onto this hot water bath. Here I have both my plants mashed up, so you can see the water is getting, the alcohol rather, is green in both, and they're sitting in a hot water bath. And we'll check back about half hour to see if the color has gotten any more vivid. 30 minutes later, our maple leaves, the alcohol has turned pretty good green, and the hydrangea leaves, alcohol has turned a much more vivid green, if you can see that in the video. And I'm about to put these 2 strips of coffee filter paper in there, and we can see how the pigments turn out. About 30 minutes in, we can see that there's a little water line about almost all the way up for both of our samples, but the pigments, if they are going to separate, haven't gotten very far. I think on the hydrangeas back here we can see a pigment line at the bottom. For the maple leaves, there's one that's a little less bold. We'll check back in about half an hour. So an hour later, we can look at our results. The piece of filter paper on the left is from our maple leaf, and the one on the right is from our hydrangeas. They look pretty similar. If we turn the light down a little bit, maybe back up, and here's a good medium, we can see our 2 bands. This side, at the top of the video, is what was submerged, and about here is where the alcohol reached, and our pigments lie right here about 1 inch up. And we can see that the green pigment for both traveled not quite as far as the yellow, which is directly above it. The yellow is a little dimmer, but it is visible on both of them just above the green. And we can see that as a result of their different polarities that the yellow is able to travel farther, since it wasn't as attracted to our stationary phase, the filter paper. But the similarities between these 2 plants show that they contain about the same, maybe not the same exact pigment, but the same types of colors and in the same proportions, it would seem. And it's really cool that we're able to get 2 visible bands.